Morning routines are all the rage at the moment, aren't they? You know, we see so many videos of the millionaire morning routine, or just follow this morning routine and it will make you successful, happy, whatever. I personally prefer to have a morning ritual, and to me a routine is just a bunch of tasks that you do every day. You wake up at 4 a.m. and take a cold shower, and then go and run 16 kilometers in the darkness, all before breakfast, which is just gruel and 17,000 eggs. That kind of morning routine, to me, I don't find has ever really stuck. I've never found it to be particularly enjoyable, and not something that I wake up in the morning and look forward to doing. I've tried these things before, and I've never found them to stick to work or to be particularly healthy either. And so that's why I prefer to have a morning ritual. And I want you to have a morning ritual too, because I do think that having a time in the morning before we get cracking with the day does really help to ground us and to give us the presence and the clarity of thought as we go through the day. But it doesn't have to be this kind of Spartan, this Spartan kind of warrior routine every morning. For me, my morning ritual is to wake up, to make myself a nice cup of coffee, and then I will go and sit and read for perhaps 15 minutes and spend some time quietly praying as well. Now, I normally read my Bible first thing in the morning and then spend a bit of time in prayer. And I find that really helps to set me up for the day. But you may find for you that reading a nice fantasy novel, or perhaps just reading the newspaper, does that for you. It's just a nice grounding, still way to start your day, but without your phone, without the noise of the world. And then I find that taking that quiet time to pray, but you may perhaps want to meditate or do some breath work, or maybe even just to sit quietly out in the garden and listen to the birds. Any kind of form of that stillness can help to just ground you so much. Those two things that I do every morning, and they are habits, but I actually look forward to doing them. They're not this military style of I must do this every single day. It's something that I wake up and I'm just in the habit of doing, without it being this routine that I have to stick to. It's a ritual. It's something that I enjoy. And then I will sit and perhaps make myself another cup of coffee and do some journaling, maybe just a page of A5, or just scribbling some notes down, really getting my thoughts out of my head, a bit of a diary, a bit of a dumping ground for thoughts, for ideas. Again, it just brings clarity to my mind and helps me to ground my emotions as well. Quite often I will find things that pop up day after day after day, and I realise that this thought has been stuck going around in my head, and it's something that I need to deal with and then take action on. But it helps me to identify that. And this little ritual, I find, takes care of my mental and my emotional and my spiritual health pretty well. And often I will also throw in doing some form of exercise, whether that be a quick jog around the block, or doing some pull-ups, some push-ups, some squats, anything that just gets the blood flowing a bit. And when you package all of those together in a little ritual in the morning, it really does help you to get going in your day, and you actually look forward to that time in the morning. To me, the routine is, the things you have to do, the showering, the brushing your teeth, the eating your breakfast, getting dressed, going to work, that's the routine. And I like to protect my ritual as a separate thing. And I hope that you have been inspired to kind of make a little ritual of your own. And I think it should take elements of the physical, the mental, the emotional and spiritual health. Those things that really determine how well your day goes. Do something, a little something for each of those each morning, and make it a ritual rather than a routine. Make it something that you look forward to doing rather than something that you dread. And I think it will help you to move through life with more peace, more purpose, and just more presence as well throughout your day. You know, look after yourself first, and you will find that the world just opens up to you, and you're much more likely to have those connections with people, and the level of perception that you need, rather than just rushing into your day and kind of rolling out of bed and I've got to get ready for work and having no time. Take that time and you'll find that your days go so much better. If you're interested, I've got a short ebook linked in the description which shows you my system for approaching this in a little more detail, and will provide some suggestions of how you can build this ritual yourself, as well as a few other practices and habits that I do on a daily basis to just ground myself and find that peace, purpose and presence in my life. I hope that's helped, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless.